What you wanna? What you wanna? What? Yeah. What you wanna be? What you wanna? What you wanna be? Yeah. I ain't gotta. Well, why you worried about what I'm doing? What you want? Girl, shake that ass like you own something. 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 What you wanna be? What you wanna perk? You want one of these? What you wanna molly? What you wanna be? I know you tried this. Have you seen these? Come shake it for me like you got Parkinson's. Yeah, my money long, Lloyd marking it. Yeah, hold up, you don't even know where car we in. I lied to her, told her I could see the star with it. She going far. I'm running to the check like night. Girl, I love booty on my white. I'm hands on, I ain't tryna sex. Cause the way that it jiggle, it excites me. She asked me if my own one. Do you wanna join? Bitch, I've been a joint. I hope you get the point. She make it go left, and make it go right. She bounce it up and down. Come make my night. Girl, shake that ass like you own something. 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 What you wanna be? What you wanna perk? You want one of these? What you wanna molly? What you wanna be? I know you tried this. Have you seen these?
Look, I'm on 4 drugs from 4 different plugs. I don't need love. These drugs they do enough. Molly on me tub, like the snow on the bluff. Whatever that nigga name was, that shit was rough. Put your back into it. I'm talking to you dirty. I ain't from New York, but the bitch say I'm sturdy. I like a bitch that's nerdy with a fat ass, slim waist, hair curly with a lot of cash. I got a stash spot that only store cash and big blocks. Think you getting one up on me, you smoking big rocks. Big Glock, big faces up in my stash spot. Try to skin red bean, don't get that ass pop.
Girl, shake that ass like you own something. 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 What you wanna be? What you wanna perk? You want one of these? What you wanna molly? What you wanna be? I know you tried this. Have you seen these?
Bitch, I'm incredible. Put me on the pedestal. She popped like a pill, and I think her name was Evelyn. She got ass like a dump truck. Shorty, yeah, she on one. She done pop too. She got high tolerance. Here's another one. Best to be another. Tell my girl what you take. Love mama on the pill, shake the ass like Jamaica. Yeah, I don't do the sight. See your ass over here. We shoot a movie like a Spike Lee. Caramel skin, iced tea. Talk like a daddy wanna change just like me. Yeah, baby, what you on them pills, bitch, I might be something like a vacuum. Yeah, she gave a nigga a week. Off the Molly, swear she nasty. Yeah, the 96 freak nigga.
Girl, shake that ass like you own something. 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 What you wanna be? What you wanna perk? You want one of these? What you wanna molly? What you wanna be? I know you tried this. Have you seen these?
Girl, shake that ass like you own.
Okay, so yeah, this is Buckcity Kills Live. We are back with another exclusive. Okay, so this is some more buffoonery. I want to skip a little bit ahead so we can tackle some of the subject matter. Like I said, I don't know how long this video is going to be. One thing I will do is provide you guys with real content, real deal content. All right, so we're going to get into some of the examples of the dogs involved in some of these terrible acts of, violence toward humans. These dogs have been committing acts of violence, biting people, doing 70% of the damage. It's pit bulls. And I just want you to see some of the dogs that he says is a pit bull. And then people that frequent my channel, and you guys actually know what an American Pit Bull Terrier is, you guys can make your own decision. People want to crossbreed and all, there's a lot of groups that want to crossbreed. They got fluffy French bulldogs now. Like nobody's arguing about that. Now, genetically, if something goes wrong with that dog and that dog just starts to do, nobody is going to get on them. Everybody accepts it. American Pit Bull Terrier breeders, we want to keep the dogs to their true standard. We don't want to add anything to it. There's nothing that needs to be added to it. So when they show these pictures of these mixed breeds, this goes to everybody that is running around with mixed breeds. They should fall under that umbrella also. You got a mixed breed. This is a mixed breed that bit a girl. You guys should get the scrutiny too. Not American Pit Bull Terrier owners that for hundreds of years, we've been keeping the dog true to the way they were bred originally, right?
With toys, trying to make them look like infants. Now, pit bull lovers, are we supposed to take this serious? Your rhetoric is so ridiculous that it's hard to take serious. So your proof, your evidence that these things are harmless is photos of like this? That's your proof? You didn't share any statistics.
Well, those aren't pit bulls, as we can see. The one at the bottom.
Facts. Just photos
make it
of
bigger.
Pit bulls.
Like this one right here.
Look,
that's not a pit bull.
According to
These
you.
are not pit bulls. Those are mixed breed dogs that are falling under the pit bull umbrella. Let's be honest about what they are. If we're going to be spreading this garbage, okay, if we're going to be spreading this garbage about the breed, let's at least be honest about what it is. These dogs in this picture are not American Pit Bull Terriers. They're not. They might have a little bit of American Pit Bull Terrier mixed in there somewhere. I would say under 50% of the dog makeup is that. I would say more than 50% of the people that own these dogs will never, I say more than 80%. Like if you've had an American Pit Bull Terrier, you know what it is. You love that animal. You love that breed. There is nothing, even if it was a golden dog, you wouldn't breed your dog to that because it's even more golden to keep them to their true form. That's what we want. We just don't want to be attacked by you guys. And, they're running around taking everybody's yard because they deem these dogs to be dangerous. But in fact, the breeders and the irresponsibility and the person that would even make a bully anyway, should be under the microscope at least. Because out of 10 videos that I see of a dog getting into a fight in public, people running around with broomsticks and pots and pans trying to get the dog loose, people falling down in the snow, scared of getting bit by these dogs getting loose. You see his face all bloody. He's gotten into something. Those dogs, 9 out of 10 of those videos, they're not pure American Pit Bull Terriers. They're by some backyard fucking breeder that has some dogs, a pit bull. It looks like it. Let's breed them together. Oh, you have a blue nose. You have a red nose. That's usually the verbiage that they use. You have a blue nose, a red nose, black nose. They use that type of verbiage. They're describing these animals. So you'll know right away that this is an American Pit Bull Terrier that's getting blamed for everything. Okay.
Wow. Said us, look what he said. It's another thing to prove that these things are dangerous. The facts prove that they're dangerous. The facts prove that they're dangerous. That they're more dangerous than other breeds. You pit nutters, you all know this. That's why you're so attracted to them. As someone else pointed out, they're attracted to these things because they're so dangerous. So you can't even give a genuine.
Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that people want these dogs because they're dangerous. You know, I'm not gonna argue that fact. I want you guys to let me know. So put a 1 in the comment section or the chat. I want to, whenever I premiere this video, you guys can check it out. And if you don't own them just because of their dangerous dogs, put a 2. But if you actually own them because of the fact that they're a dangerous dog, put a 1 in the chat.
Honest response to something this foolish. They didn't even present an argument, just photos of these mutts. Pit bulls, the most misunderstood breed on the planet. Now, let's stop. How? He said, people who don't know them think they are mean, vicious dogs who love to fight. People that know them know the truth. They are a loving, loyal breed. Breeds are not the problem. Humans are. End breed discrimination. My goodness.
I agree with that, but when they're speaking into the fold, they're talking about these other dogs. They're not American. I'm the lawyer for the American Pit Bull Terriers. I'm the advocate. I'm the Pit Bull Terrier advocate right now. I don't care about the other breeds. I'm here for my client. Those other fucking dogs, those other breeds of dogs, they might go under the umbrella, snub nose breed, different type of things that you might use to describe these animals. Short coat, short fur, pretty strong jaws, different things like that, working dogs, okay? But I just see the top of this dog's head, and I can already tell that that's not a damn pit bull. That's not an American Pit Bull Terrier. It's not. So this pit bull against discrimination, pit bulls against discrimination, salute to them for their Twitter or whatever, however they got this message out there, and end discrimination needs to stop. But we also need to know what we're dealing with. So when you see a guy with a yard full of pit bulls, whether he got 30 dogs or not, you're thinking that those dogs are dangerous. But in fact, out of 30 years, his dogs have never bitten anybody. His dogs have never gotten loose, bitten anybody. So for them to put him all on the news, like he's a dangerous guy, he's doing, all of this stuff. But statistics show, just like they're going to use statistics to show that the pit bull is a worthless type of dog, then you got to use those same statistics to say that, this dog isn't in fact this type of breed that they're describing. This guy, he owns American Pit Bull Terrier. He has 8 of them. You guys rolled up on him, thought he was dog fighting, but his dogs have never bit anybody. Okay? So let's look at it for what it is.
Yes. Said they're misunderstood. No. What making up some 70, 75, 80% of the deaths. That's what they are. What they are mutants.
So he wants to say, the thing said 73, but he wants to say 75, 80%. And it's real convenient. And I don't want to be too disrespectful. I don't know this guy. I know his stance. Sounds like a black dude. We won't get into what kind of wife he has or what, you know, because it's all speculation. It's all stereotypical, you know, type of thoughts. Tree hugger mentality. Animaniacs. Big homie, you know, said it's the Animaniacs. You know, they're just maniacs about these animals, and you know, they don't want anybody to, you know, be able to do anything. They don't want you breeding. They don't want you doing nothing. So these dogs make up the population. Yeah, I bet they do. Because there's a lot of unsatisfied bully breeders and a bunch of, you know, half-breed breeders. They're just breeding half-breed dogs that are not good. They just a trend. Just like the blue brindles came in. They were really hot. It cost a lot of money to get a blue brindle. You know, now you can get a blue brindle, no papers, $100, $150, $50, $75, $80, $300. You know, look at the Merles. They came in because it's trendy. These dogs are trendy. They want the dogs with the big blocky heads and buff, low to the ground with the ears cut. Okay? This is a trend. So what happens when you get trends? They come in and they go out. There's going to be a lot of people running around with those Merle pit bulls and bullies. Notice I didn't say American Pit Bull Terrier. They don't make American Pit Bull Terrier in those colors. You know, so that's a dead giveaway. They don't have blue brindles. They don't have all that. Okay.
With the genes that makes them attack in a more dangerous manner. That's what they are. There's no misunderstanding about that. You're not going to tell me that we have a misunderstanding about that. No, we understand just fine. They bite down and hold and shake. There's no misunderstanding there. What are you talking about? It takes the slightest thing to set them off. There's no misunderstanding there. What are you talking about? Y'all remember that?
They take the slightest thing to set them off. You know, and these are the type of people that vote for those laws that don't want you to put your dog. You know, my partner, they rolled up on him. They said that he couldn't have 5x10 kennels, the ones that they sell at Tractor Supply. You know, he couldn't house his dogs in a 5x10. They wanted a 10x10, you know. And what is that to do? It's not to make the dog happier. It's not to, you know, the dog's not going to be happier, rather, if he's in a 5x10 or a 10x10. That's not going to make the dog happy. You know, now what will make the people happy is that with a 5x10, you could have got about 6 or 7 of those pins in there, but they're going to make you do the 10x10. You're only going to be able to have 3. So they know what type of dogs you own, that you're not necessarily going to want them to be together like that. A true American Pit Bull Terrier. That's how these laws are cracking down, you know. So they're going to change the regulations, say that you can't use chains, say that you can't do all of this stuff, just so you won't be able to own them easily. It won't be easy for you to own. You'll have to go through extra hoops, getting cement poured, all the, you know, extra hoops, bigger cages. That means more money, taking up more space. That means less dogs. And these are the type of people that are voting for that shit. These are the type of dudes that is going to be sitting on the jury deciding your fate, arguing pointers, you know, of how you're guilty just because you own the dog. The bias that they already have in their head as soon as they saw you with the dog. Oh, this guy must be a criminal. He must be, you know, he's not a nice guy. you know, let's say I was sitting outside the grocery store with 2 pit bulls, and, you know, I sat out there for an hour just kind of hanging out. And then, you know, I go put them away, and then I get into this big argument or something. They're going to say, oh, no, that guy, he was a bad guy. He was up here causing problems. He had 2 pit bulls. That's going to be the main thing. I saw him. He had 2 pit bulls. But if you had 2 Pomeranians and you get in an argument, you know, they're not going to have that same energy. So we already know that how we get looked at just for owning these dogs. And it doesn't make it even better that we got channels like this digging in. You know, they're digging in. They're throwing salt on the wound. You got a case, you got something that you're going through, they make it public. This guy's going to grab it and dissect it and have all the tree huggers in the comments commenting, throwing you under the bus.
That lady who was recently attacked at a shelter. She was a volunteer at the shelter. She said that she was throwing a ball and playing with it. And then she just picked up the ball and stood up, and it started attacking her. Latched on to her arm. Didn't show any signs of aggression. It was playful right up until the attack. There's no misunderstanding about that. This is common among this breed. To be seemingly happy or not angry, snap and attack. What are you talking about? So yeah, you can't, this is why they don't want to engage or debate people like us. They know that they can. This is all they can do.
No, we'll debate. I'll debate. And like I said, I'm just here for the American Pit Bull Terriers. I debate. And I bet that dog that attacked that lady was not a pure American Pit Bull Terrier. So leave us alone. That's all I'm saying. I'm advocating for the people that own these dogs. And, you know, we want you to leave us alone. That's what we want. We don't want to be bunched in with a group of people that own animals and, you know, all of this stuff. We don't want to be in that group. We'll take our piece of the pie chart, though. You know, whatever percentage it is, American Pit Bull Terriers that are running around that made those 200 and something deaths in between that time period of time, you know, we can tack it off from 2022 to 2030. And I bet you the people in my community, in my American Pit Bull Terrier community, I bet you that they'll do what they need to do to secure those animals to make sure that never happens again. Now, these other people, because they're getting bred out of the yin yang, you know. You got a bunch of pandemic breeders. The pandemic breeder, they're breeding now. See, during the pandemic, everybody bought dogs. Okay? Everybody wanted to buy a dog. Now, all of these pandemic breeders, because they're getting into it because of the money, because there's a large pot involved when it comes to dog breeding. And, you know, the pandemic was a bad time for some people. Some people actually needed to sell dogs. But to make a long story short, I know a lot of people, they didn't have any dogs before the pandemic. Pandemic hit, they bought dogs, and now they have puppies on the ground. Okay? And what happens? They can't sell those dogs. They can't, you know, and what happens? Oh, I'll take one. Anybody will take one. It's like, yeah, it's a pit bull, but it's not a pit bull. right? Well, I don't want no pit bull. Oh no, these are the nice kind. That's how they disguise them in there. And then what happens? They get to the shelter because nobody gives a fuck about them, really, unless it's a trend. They want the short ones. They want the stubby ones. They want the ones that can't walk. Now they want the ones that are functionable. Okay? And then pretty soon, and I seen a little squatty one. I saw a little squatty one. He was almost touching the ground. And I swear, if he would have got out of that cage, he would have came straight up to me and bit me. And God knows how much force this dog had or what. But I know for a fact, this dog was mixed with bulldog, this, that, you know, all of these different dogs to make him low to the ground like that, to make him look like that. That's what they want. They want that English bulldog body on some of these new exotics and, you know, different type of dogs. And I like what's going on. I like what's going on. The only thing I don't like is when people can make a whole channel and monetize get the heat for this. We're getting heat on our yards because they're thinking that these dogs are dangerous. We're getting drones flew over our house because people are running around thinking that these dogs are dangerous. We get looked at a certain way when we walk down the street because people think that these dogs are dangerous. But in reality, the American Pit Bull Terrier is not a dangerous dog. It's not. If properly kept, they ban the chains, so you can't put them on the chains anymore. Okay.
Is make crazy statements and tweets, and they don't want to be questioned about it. No, y'all gonna have to face the music. Said they are loyal. Those who know them know what they say. People who don't know them think that they are mean, vicious dogs who love to fight. No, their breeds tell us that. Their breed tells us that. When they fight, they feel great. This is a fact. Behaviorists tell you this. They get an adrenaline rush.
Do they tell you that they're not pure? And do you want to can we get out of this boat? Can we get out of this boat that you guys are putting us on with all these other breeds? Can we attack the real purpose and the real reason? You know, these dogs are being crossbred. Can we attack the reason why French bulldogs have hair now? I just saw another French bulldog with no hair. It was like a hairless Isabella, hairless dog, Frenchie. Didn't have much hair at all. You know, can somebody explain that? Something has to go wrong if you keep crossing these dogs, breeding them the way that they're being bred. You know, first thing is, you know, they're going to be undesirable. You're not going to want to go through the changes of putting the dog down. You can't get the high dollar that you anticipated when you did the breeding. The dog came out a train wreck. So what happens? You give it to your little cousin. You give it to your coworker. You give the dog away. You sell it for really, really cheap. And then after 2 weeks, when somebody doesn't want that dog, or that dog choose the leash that they got him tied to, and he gets away and gets in somebody else's hands and breeds, we're looking at bottom of the barrel dogs. We're not looking at dogs that people have been tracking the lineage for 150 years. That's not what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the ones that nobody wants. They come with spinoffs, this breeding. Oh, I don't know the dad. You don't even know the dad. You don't know the granddad. The dogs that are in these videos they're saying attack people, you can't just name the granddad and, oh, his granddad is this, his granddad. That we can. These are the dogs that we have. I know people with German Shepherds, they can't tell you who the granddad is. So basically, the Pit Bull Terrier owners, we're the only ones that give a fuck about the genealogy of the goddamn dog in the first place. And I want to debate this dude. Maybe you guys can get it up. I can't do it now, of course. You know, well, I could. But I wouldn't do it because he'll probably want to put the debate up on his channel and we can debate it. You know, I'm not supposed to be, you know, my pre-trial conditions. You know, I'm not able to educate people. I'm not able to educate you. You know, this is what I want to do. You know, I went through all this trouble because I love the breed. You know, I'm a guardian of the breed. I'm going to stick up for the breed. I'm not going to let the breed be misused and mistreated and mislabeled or taken advantage of by law enforcement, because that's what they feel they can do. Come to your yard, take your dogs anytime they want. It doesn't matter if it's false evidence or somebody invaded your privacy. You know, it doesn't matter if the allegations were actually real. Some of them were real. Oh, he got dogs. Everything else I said wasn't real, but he's got dogs. So let's just go with that.
Their brains release opioids. They love the pain. They're then immune to pain. They hold and shake. That's viciousness. There's no misunderstanding, sir or ma'am. And this is bad. I got to stoop to their level to even have an honest discussion with them. There's no way to respond to the things that they say without sounding sarcastic yourself. You have no choice but to point out how ridiculous their statements are. I have no choice. I'm not picking on you, beating up on you, but you sound ridiculous. Sound like you're out of your mind. They are a loving, loyal breed, except for the ones that just killed its owner's kids. They're loving and loyal. Okay, what about the ones that actually attack?
We got to promote responsible ownership of all breeds. Well, that's what we should promote. Instead of trying to condemn a breed, because this channel is I hate dogs, but you know, like I said, 80% of the content is, you know, about pit bulls. So, and you know, this is genius though, because I'm pretty sure there's some animal lovers in there commenting and, you know, arguing, going back and forth. So it's great content strategy
that we've been hearing about, stories we've been bombarded with here recently. Supposed to pretend like those don't exist, right? That's insanity. No, thank you. No, thank you. Says this is for the haters. You think you know pit bulls are mean because it's what you heard from someone or from the media. Oh my goodness. Let me say that again. He said, this is for the haters. He said, you think pit bulls are mean because it's what you heard from someone or from the media.
I ain't gonna lie. Some pit bull lovers need to shut the fuck up. You know, especially if you're not an American pit bull terrier owner. You know, you should shut the fuck up and actually tell. It will be more helpful for you to explain it if you tell them, hey, you know, this dog is a mixed breed. I could just see the top of his head and tell that he's a mixed breed. You know? Let me see. He actually brings it up. Let me go here because he ain't really cooking that much on here.
but they do. What? Their feelings are not any less important than ours. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They want to attack and mutilate, and I don't want to be attacked or mutilated. So my feelings are more important. And if it tries to, I'm going to neutralize it. I'm going to enforce my feelings. And we have a right to do that and to feel that way, because this is human territory. This is our world. This is not their world. They don't care about what these brainless, goofy mutts are thinking, what they feel, what they care about, or none of that nonsense.
And they put their input out there and their opinion and everything. And of course, we're all entitled to our opinion. So when we see boneheads that, you know, think that this dog is an American Pit Bull Terrier, I mean, I could see, you know, if you're frightened, you just say, "Oh, it was a pit bull," but you know, of course, that's all you've seen these 99% of the time. You know, the blue coat and stuff, white, the pie markings. It's a dead giveaway. You don't know how the dad is bred. You don't know how the mom is bred. Those are dead giveaways when it comes to trash breedings.
We don't care about their imaginary voice that you claim they have. Nutter, we don't care about what you're saying because you're not making no sense. These nutters don't about us. They come here and they see us making sense. Again, they're not just coming here listening to me. Nobody's just listening to me. I have been humble, lucky, blessed to have really the most intelligent, the brightest contributors on YouTube, in my opinion. This is the brightest people on the planet.
He's caping to all the dumbass people that just subbed. Ban all dogs. I think I am subbed to you. I need to check. She said ban all dogs. Hey, man, you know, like I said, I got more of this. I think I'm gonna make the a special thumbnail for all of these so you can, you know, go check it out, and then I'll just number them. But I'm gonna have more of this. If you guys want to go check it out for yourself, I Hate Dogs. That's the channel. Or you don't have to, but it's gonna be overwhelming amount of tree hugging bullshit. The shit he's talking, you know what I'm saying? So at least I can be at the end of it, stopping it and, you know, clarifying some of this shit, because it'll get ridiculous. But hey, man, the channel's growing, so I need y'all support. If you guys want to support the channel, you know, we need new equipment. We need everything, man. I'm trying to build something so big. You dig? So stay tuned. See y'all on the next one. Peace. Let's get it. What's going on? It's your boy Buckcity. Buckcity's back. Them haters is pissed off. Buckcity back. Them haters is pissed off. What up, y'all? It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. You dig? I really want to know. I'm asking my haters this question. This is strictly for the haters, right? Are y'all more mad because I fell down? Or are you more mad because I got back up? That's a serious question. I want people to, for my haters, okay? For my people that just cannot keep Buckcity Kennel's name out their motherfucking mouth, y'all. Okay? This is for them. Okay? And for some of you guys, if you guys are some real ass niggas, and let's say you got a circle, and you got a nigga in that circle that can't keep my name out his fucking mouth, I think you need to give him this video so he can answer this question. I just want to know, is a motherfucker mad more because I fell down? Or are they more mad because I a fucking resilient motherfucker and got back up, right? And that's what we talk about in this world today. There's too many sensitive, soft, punk ass motherfuckers, right? That shouldn't even be in this game. And they gotta see that at the motherfucking table. We gotta stop that, y'all. We gotta vet better. We can't just let anybody in this game, y'all. Come on now. We can't. Okay? So this is Buckcity. We getting shit back in motion. Okay? Got this sentencing coming up. I don't know when this video is gonna come out. Like I said, I got this sentencing coming up. And we're hoping for the best result. As we already know, the case did not go like I planned it to go. There just wasn't no avenues and to where I could get my victory and I could get my time to shine. But I had to do what was right with the I discussed it with my counsel, and the outcome, we had to do what we had to do. It was just one of those things, a fucked up situation though, right? So we're getting back in the swing of things. You guys go ahead and roll up. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't shit changed with this channel. Ain't nothing changed, y'all. Salute to all the YouTube channels that came up and continued that dog talk, those panels with that dog talk to give you guys entertainment. Salute to all those guys. I'm gonna be doing a segment. I'm gonna show a lot of my old dogs that I no longer have. They were confiscated by law enforcement. So if I do got my little setup right here, I got a dog on the screen. I might say a little bit about it. And we're just happy to be back. We're happy to be back doing what we love. Get the kinks out. Of course, we're gonna be all over the place. I got like 2,000 pages of the discovery of the case. I know y'all want to see some of that. I ain't gonna show it all because some of those pages it's really nothing to see, right? A bunch of signatures and a bunch of bullshit, right? That you guys probably won't understand. But the meat and potatoes, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about some of the things that they were trying to pin on me and to, just kind of give you an overview of how this case broke down, We've only been able to hear one side of the story, right? They talk about the kennels, they talk about all kind of stuff, and we never really get to hear Buckcity Kennels and his side of the story, right? So this is Pierce County versus BCK. We're going to be having segments on that. So make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe so you can be in the building and you can know how to conduct yourself so that this shit won't happen to you. All right. I'm not here to point the finger. I'm not here to play victim. I'm here to take full accountability for whatever actions that I made, right? But one thing I'm not going to take is accountability for shit that I didn't do, or shit that was just minuscule, type of shit that, I mean, come on. You come to any yard in some of these conditions, I mean, you're going to see that out on any fucking yard, especially early in the morning before cleanup and whatnot. But like I said, I'm not here to play victim. I'm here to monetize off the situation. You guys go ahead and support the channel. I got my Cash App scrolling across the joint, APBT Radio. We booting that shit back up. I'm gonna try to get some interviews cracking. You guys get it going. I got some real good thanks, and thanks to people that continue to keep the bloodline going. Okay. There was a lot of dog men that turned their back on me, and there was a handful that held it down. They knew what was up. If it was some trouble coming their way for fucking with me, they didn't give a fuck about all that. They cared about making sure that a fellow dog man was okay, and that their friend was right, and that we can get it right. So that when this case is over, and it's been a long ass time, bro. Okay. They didn't want me going on YouTube and stuff. If I would have made a video, that's the $50,000 down to my already $150,000 bail. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, Buckcity, he's stupid. Well, yeah, that day I might have been stupid. That day I might have been stupid. But we gotta understand that there's 365 days in a year. If you're only stupid 1 or 2 days, I mean, fuck. What about all the other smart decisions I made? Would you motherfuckers that called me dumb, would you make those decisions? I'm talking about the other business decisions in life. Okay? So, I'm not up on here to brag about nothing. I know I'm blessed. I know God gave me gifts that he just didn't give everybody, right? Everybody doesn't have it. The people that do, they understand. One thing you can say about me is when I die, I did this shit how I wanted to do it. I didn't do it how another motherfucker wanted me to do it. I did this shit how the fuck I wanted to do it, right? So I ain't gonna change. You can take a nigga out the hood, you can't take the hood out of nigga, right? So that part's not gonna change. The smart businessman, innovative, problem solving type of guy that'll lend a helping hand and be there for motherfuckers, I'm never gonna change. Okay, this dog community painted with a fine brush, and we always say, this dog community and all of this, but to be honest, this shit haven't been running like a community, y'all. If we're gonna be calling this a dog community and a fraternity and everything, it's got to be better than that. There has to be resources, okay? There has to be help for people that get rolled up on by animal control. There has to be a zero tolerance for motherfuckers that want to get up on here and slander motherfuckers while their case is still going, making their shit worse. Okay? I just want you guys, the guys that posted my court situation and posted, all of this dumb shit, talking about Michael Myers and, all on social media, that shit didn't help at all. All that was the tree huggers going to screenshot that shit because they're in all the fucking groups, bro. If you guys didn't know, like all those dog groups, they're in every fucking one of them, bro. I still see people to this day posting that shit like it's nothing. And I get it, bro. If you don't have shit to lose, if you're not building nothing in life, you don't have no properties, no houses, no nothing that's significant, just some dogs on some property that's not even yours, a relative's property, you got some dogs, and you don't really give a fuck. You only pay $500 for your dogs, or you get free dogs. Okay? Every time motherfucker got a dog for $2,000-$3,000, you the same motherfucker that's bitching and arguing about the fucking price. So you the motherfucker I'm talking about, okay? You get up on here and do this shit, but you don't understand that life has stages, and sometimes you might elevate. So you might elevate to a point where you develop a yard that's actually significant. You get some properties and shit. You got a family now, right? So all of that old shit that you used to do and the way you used to conduct yourself on social media, all of that shit can come back and haunt you. You need to know that, okay? So we're gonna be getting into it. We got a lot of content. It's gonna be a lot of shit. I got a couple videos that I addressed some of the people that were trolling and talking shit about me. You know, some of my guys. Salute my team. I got the best team ever, right? And I mean that. I mean that. I got the best team ever. I got some dog men that reached out, and it's just a warming feeling. Like, I'm not this emotional type of guy. I'm not that emotional type of guy. I'm not gonna fucking hug you every fucking day and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of guy, right? But the dog men that are in this game today, and I believe got what it takes to actually run this fucking game, I got so much love from them, right? They put aside the money that they were making off of these animals. They put everything aside to make sure that I was okay. I can't be more thankful for people like that. Okay? So I know people are asking, hey, Buckcity, do you got dogs for sale? Do you got dog? You'll never hear me say it on this forum, because people like to spin shit around and fuck shit up. And next thing you know, one of these judges will be giving a motherfucker a search warrant to come try to do some dumb shit. Okay? So nah, you'll never hear me on this platform say that I got anything for sale. If anybody is running around saying that they got anything directly from Buckcity, they're a snitch ass nigga. Okay? We just gonna keep it like that. Even if you did, if you say it to anybody, or you a snitch, bro. That's how we gonna do it. I'm letting you know I don't got no animals for sale. Okay? Just to let you know. The blood, yeah, it's still out there. We got this bitch right here. Her name is Yellow Page. On the right of the screen. Really good bitch. You know, she was one of those bitches that I had on my yard, and she was gonna die on my yard. Devastation that she's not here with me no more. But we got plenty. I got 2 offspring myself around this, you know, in the camp. 2 in the camp, right? Directly off of her. They were born in 2019. That was one of the last breedings off of Michael Myers. Okay, there was another breeding or 2. You know, they got confiscated. I had a triple bred Mike bitch. I bred Mike back to my Croatina bitch. Those got confiscated. These I was able to get them placed in other areas and whatnot. So when shit came down, they didn't get caught up. So I still got 2 really, really nice animals off of this dog, Yellow Page. You know, so that was a success. It wasn't a total loss there. Wasn't a total loss. We got some stuff coming down off of that. Grandkids, a Yellow Page. Grandkids of Michael Myers. Plenty of dogs off of Michael Myers. We're not here to promote dog fighting. That's not what our focus is. We're here to do right by the breed, keep this breed alive, keep these bloodlines intact. I could care less about you guys. If that's what you want to do, you want a dog fight, that's your fucking business. I'm not gonna change my stance on that. You know it's illegal. You know it's the wrong thing to do. Sometimes these videos are gonna get corny because I gotta make sure I put my disclaimer on everything. Yellow Page was a good one. High prey drive, throwing decent animals. We put them in the show ring. Did all that fun stuff with the family. We did all of that with this dog. This dog was a great staple to have in a yard, a good foundation piece. She threw good dogs. She threw dogs just like her. You know, when I bred her to certain dogs, she didn't overtake, her genetics didn't overtake the whole litter to where none of the litter, came out like the dad, or, they just basically, she took all of the mitochondrial DNA and she, it made dogs, even though I think she could have very well did that. But when you breed her to higher, superior dogs, you want to be able to get those traits from those other dogs. And I got many variations. I got more variations than I can count on one hand of the Michael Myers line. And I used other preservation methods, what I won't speak on here. There's too many tree huggers. Okay. So this is not what we're doing. We're not promoting any dog fighting. I think that was the big issue with my case. And because they really couldn't find, it wasn't no slam dunk. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The state, that's another reason why it took so long, because it wasn't a slam dunk. They had to pile everything up in order to defeat me. They had to pile everything up and use any and every single thing in order to defeat Buckcity. Okay. So yeah, Yellow Page. I could probably do about 50 of these because they jacked me. They hit me. They hit me real hard. But one thing about it, I was always 2 steps ahead when it came to preserving the blood. That's what I talk about all the time on these podcasts. Can't sell everything. Some dogs you gotta place in other hands. And that's it. It's either you love this breed and you're gonna die with this breed, or you're not. I see people, they go through shit, they getting out of the game every fucking day. They getting out of the game every goddamn day, crying, oh, I'm getting out the game. Oh, I'm selling all my dogs. I'm getting out the game. I'm done with these dogs for good. I'm thinking about getting out the game. That's why we only need a handful of people to keep the bloodline going. We don't need you guys. And for those that just say, oh yeah, man, you should have just surrendered the dogs, they wouldn't have pressed charges on you. Fuck that. If you know me, you know I didn't give a fuck about that. I didn't give a fuck about that, homie. Either you give me all my shit back or nothing back. That's my fucking attitude. When the shit first cracked off, the goddamn officer, because they claim, it's supposed to be 3 dogs without the license. We can get into the particulars. Doesn't say anything about if you're in the process of getting it. It says it. You don't have to stop your operation because you're waiting on, your your license and everything to go through. You don't have to do that. We won't get into that. Okay. So one of the officers said, "Oh yeah, well you can. So you won't have to get rid of all the dogs. You can pick through 5 of them that maybe you can, you can take. That doesn't sound like an animal cruelty case. If the lead officer from the fucking Pierce County Animal Control verbally tells me that I can pick 5 dogs. Well, you can pick 5 dogs if there's 5 dogs that you really can't live without. And, some of your best pieces, I know you work hard on, what you do, the news and everything, they exaggerated a lot. He was looking at the footage on the news and it was like, oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. And this is on everything I love. You guys don't got to believe me. Okay. They want to turn it into a dog fight ring. That's what you guys heard first. So now after months and months and months go by and it's like, okay, well, we can't really pin dog fighting on this guy. What are they going to do? They're going to try to get conditions and toenails and alopecia and all this extra shit. They even said the dogs had fleas, some of the dogs. Flea infested. They'll probably see 1 or 2 fleas on a fucking dog and say it's flea infested, and I've never had a flea problem on my yard ever. As a matter of fact, with the climate that we live in, we don't deal with all those parasites, all those fleas, all those mosquitoes and ticks, and we don't even have that kind of stuff. So that's what they wanted to do, and we're going to talk about it. So I want you guys to be here when I pull up the paperwork. Might do a few pages here and there, read through some of the officer statements and stuff, so you guys can get a better view of how this shit cracked off. I've been waiting for a long time to tell my side of the story. It's been a long time coming. Okay, so the officer told me, yeah, you can have 5 dogs. Is there 5 that you can, maybe you can tell me which ones they are and blah, blah, blah. And then I have 15 days to petition. That's when you guys saw me in court. They didn't make me come there. I didn't have to show up. That was me petitioning to get my dogs back. I had 15 days to do that. Or you automatically forfeit the dogs. Now, if I just don't do anything about it, then they'll have some type of legal shit. So let's say the case got blew over, we didn't, I never got charged or whatever, and it blew over. My lawsuit wouldn't be very good because I didn't act within the 15 days. So we was playing chess. The scrutiny actually came when they figured out that, we're going to have to do something with this guy. We're going to have to press charges on this guy. That happened. I petitioned and I lost, right? I think I had 30 days to file for a appeal. I had to file for an appeal, right? I waited all the way to the last day. I got that paperwork in. We got that appeal. Our main guy in person, he came out, he saw the appeal, and they were pissed off because that next day or that next week, they had plans on adopting those dogs and euthanizing those dogs. So by me getting that appeal, that pushed that process out months, right? So you got an animal control facility already pissed off because they got these dogs that they should not have taken. They should have gave me a chance to get my shit together like they do everybody else. They come to your yard. If you got too many dogs, if your yard isn't clean or whatever it is, they give you 10 days or a week, or even they say, okay, well, we're coming back tomorrow to check on the yard and to make sure that you have everything up to standard. Or you have to get rid of those dogs. This is all you can have here. Those puppies, yeah, they're fine. They're under 6 months. They don't count that. That's the law that we're talking about. This is what 99%, 95 or whatever percent of the people get when they come to your house and it's a welfare issue or you got too many animals. They give you time to decrease the numbers before there's a problem. No, it wasn't that with me. It was lights, camera, action with me. So they treated me differently. People could say, oh, no, no. Come on, man. I got a fairly nice sized property, bro. It's not the biggest property in the world, but it's far from being up under people. And, people, I mean, you heard some of the neighbors on the thing. They said they didn't even hear shit. But they didn't even know that it was the operation or whatever. They didn't even know. So we can't blame it on that. We can't blame it on that. And we're going to get into it. But Yellow Page, she's the dog of the day. Salute to the queen. So if you guys see her on some of my thumbnails or you see her on some stuff, you know this is Yellow Page. You can go back and look at some of the pedigrees and find out who her offspring are. And there's some kennels out there that got this blood. They have this blood. Her legacy lives on. Okay? Anyway, this is Buckcity Kennels. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'm out. All right, so this is Buckcity Kennels live, and we back with another exclusive. Occasionally, this is what I'm going to be doing, scrolling through the Bulldog community, and as I'm watching videos, there might be some videos that I really took a liking to, or I felt had a lot of substance in it that I wanted to bring to the table. So today we got Southern Triple J, a really good channel, really established channel. He's one of the big dogs in the YouTube community. If you guys haven't already, went over there and subscribed, that would be appreciated. I'm all about supporting other channels, and if I see people do good content and see people doing content that's very helpful, like I said, I'm gonna bring it to the forefront. So we got a video. It's titled "Dead Game Dogs," and he was talking about some things that a lot of the times I get into deep conversations and go down rabbit holes, and I talk about some of this stuff, and sometimes I just feel like it falls on deaf ears. Like nobody's really hearing about what I'm saying. It's like if you haven't been caught up, if your yard has not been taken, if you've never faced any consequences behind these animals, I mean, kudos to you. You deserve recognition and a plaque, or he said you deserve privacy, whatever you want to call it, for your accomplishment. But it hits different when it happens to you, and so you're one of these guys trying to shed some light on the situation, and it feels that as a community it's not being very receptive. So I salute these channels that keep coming with the content, keep coming with things, keep getting us to think about this situation and about different situations with other angles, other dimensions. So let's get into it. It's not a very long video. We're going to be on here for a minute though. So you know what to do. Blaze up, do what you do. It's a wake and bake. This is a wake and bake, just in case you didn't know.
My folks, I hope y'all are doing good. We got to have a serious video. I hope some of you guys have enough between the ears to understand what I'm saying, and enough understanding of what's happening that you remedy it. All right, talking a little bit about, let's get a little bit about an update about what's going on with the case. Randall Thaxton, for those that was wondering, they're going to a jury trial right now. They're trying to give him prison sentence. Now think about that, guys. They're trying to give this man prison for selling a puppy. Not with any intent to fight or nothing. That was never, he make you sign a contract and everything else. Those that know Randall, know that he's been in dogs 30 years or more. You know that he just is kept a nice family of the Jeep Rascal Homer type dogs, and it's kept them alive.
So this sounds like a friend to Triple J. I don't really know the guy right off the bat. I'm not really good with names and everything. If I see a face, maybe that might be a little easier to find out if I know this guy or who else was he. He's some dog man in history or whatever. But obviously it's a good friend, somebody that he cares about. He's showing concern about the situation, and he knows that not in most cases, I'm not saying in most cases, but these type of things happen. This guy is looking at jail time, possibly prison time for selling a puppy. Let's get into it.
And that's his deal. That's what he does. It's something like with me. I enjoy breeding my dogs. Now I'm able to use mine for catching swine or bovine. We'll catch a fucking bull with one too. It don't matter to me. But you know, we're still able to work them. And Randall was big on selling his dogs to people that worked them in the woods. You know, and that was it. And that's all he did. Maybe breed a litter a year or two. You know, not a big deal. Maybe one litter every 2 years. You know what I mean? Not no big time breeder. But yet, they found paperwork, and that's what they used to get a warrant, a rubber stamp warrant. And
it's because it's easy to explain to a judge that this man is doing this for a certain reason or whatever. They're saying these groups that they're a part of, they're, you know, all of this shit they label as, you know, your acquaintances, you're the people that's in the ring with you. All you guys are a part of this illegal enterprise. That's how they look at it. Now, I don't know if dude is a social media figure or if he does anything of the nature at all. They're also gonna plug the paperwork in and say, well, yeah, these dogs have this type of lineage and whatever, that they ultimately could be used for the facilitation of the sport. You know, and it's fucked up.
Destroy the man's life, take his animals. Now, this is not the first time this has happened to him. It's the second. So during that first go around, kind of learned quite a few things about the actual dirty tricks that's played. Before we get on to the dirty tricks, let's talk about what they're using, all right, for evidence. And I want y'all to think about this. Their theory is that Faxon's dogs had Weird Jack in them. They claim that Weird Jack was a fighting dog. Therefore, Randall Faxon was breeding fighting dogs. Think about what I just said now. Think about that. Now, that dog was rehomed 20 years ago. And when Joe had that dog was a show dog.
And in court, they don't really care. It's the prosecutor that doesn't know shit about dog cases or dogs. These type of dogs, American Pit Bull Terriers, he doesn't know shit. The judge doesn't know shit. Right? They hear about it in a negative connotation. There's this show with 5,000 people and families, and they're wall climbing and doing shit. You know, there's no webinars going on about putting this breed in the positive light. So let's not act like, you know, we're dealing with something that's got like this squeaky clean image. The Pit Bull Terrier has a fucked up image. So they don't care, rather if it's off a Weird Jack or goddamn, you see what I'm saying? If it comes down the line, 5 or 6 generations down the line, 4 generations, 3 generations, they're gonna look at it like, okay, this and that. You talk to this and that. One of your face accusations, like, if you're using, but I know the lawyers are not going to.
After he left Joe, I don't know what happened with him. I didn't hear from him anymore. But I do know when Joe had him, he was a show dog. Okay. Now, if someone else wanted to come up with some fantasy, they always like to bring up that Sporting Dog Journal. Y'all do realize that Sporting Dog Journal had more bullshit in the Mad magazine, right? Just saying, And if you don't think that the law enforcement got their copies of the Sporting Dog Journal, you're sadly mistaken. I know that for a fact. So understand that.
Well, they're getting their copies because they rolling up on people's operations and they getting books up out of the spot. That's how they're doing that. They're not just this sophisticated fucking, that like they're taking everything. They're taking everything. They're taking every little fucking receipt, they're taking everything. They're taking pictures of everything. They said the ADBA is a front for dogfighting. I got the paperwork. They said ADBA, they use it for this front. And a lot of dog fighters use that. So they don't give a fuck about that. That's why it's important that we do different and do things different when it comes to these animals.
If they got their copies of it and knew exactly who's to say they weren't writing into it. Just think about that for a minute. But I want y'all to think about what's going on with that. He is being charged because of a dog in the pedigree 25 years ago. All right. So you guys, I see a lot of this stuff coming online now. There's even new channels. And you're talking about stuff that needs to be left alone right now. I'm not being a hypocrite. I know that I used to speak a little bit about the history, but you can't even do that no more. It's sad, but you can't. That's why I went in there and I took fucking 50 videos out that may have give someone the wrong idea.
Hey, it's good that people are looking at it in that way. I looked at it that way when I got in trouble and I was looking on YouTube and I was seeing how people were conducting themselves and talking about dogs and doing things, and it definitely didn't make me feel comfortable. It definitely made it easier for a judge and a prosecutor that doesn't know anything to conjure up a bunch of shit and them to say, well, you know what? Here, I'll give you the search warrant. You said that you can find this, and this, and this is going on. They make it seem like it's a very, very bad situation. And to a judge, the judge don't know. The judge is just trying to sit there and either deny it or accept it. They feel like they got enough evidence to present it to the judge to get a search warrant on whatever it is. And you're at that judge's discretion. After they get the warrant, they got days. They got days to serve it. It's a long time. I mean, considering it's like more than 24 hours. Okay? So this is important. This is important. How are we going to conduct ourselves when it comes to these animals and how we address these animals? Okay. When I did my breakdown videos, if you check, you can check a lot of them out. A lot of them don't show any type of merits or anything for a dog, whether if it's make believe, whether if it's some so-called real shit. So it's good that we're taking compassion and loving our fellow dogmen and putting our arms around them.
Yeah, I just took them down. They had a lot of good information in them, but there was things that I said about the dogs from the past that may could be misconstrued and used against somebody. So I made sure those got down. Now there's videos now that all they are is reading, things that have been online for 25 years that are constantly being put out and titled crazy, like, oh, fighting dog, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you something. There's only so many real dogmen in the world right now. That's just all there is to it. And when you put a video out like that and it blows up, I proved it. I showed a friend of mine. Now I took the video down right after I did it, but I said, watch this. And I titled the video Dead Game Dogs. That motherfucker went viral so fast. Now I know there's only so many real dogmen in the world, but they're all on it, hoping to get some little tidbit, some little shit they could use against somebody. You understand what I'm saying? And it was all on the title. So when these people are putting these out, real fighters, and they're titling all this, and these guys are going online and speaking of this shit constantly, they're using that against people. Just know that. If you love these dogs and you got the dogs in your bloodlines, you might want to consider keeping your mouth shut. Because
that's cool. And I feel the emotion, when it comes to this, because like I said, this could be a good, respected guy, or this could be a very good friend. But it's got to be all across the board, man. I mean, if we're going to do this is what we're going to stand on. If this is what the community is going to be, if this is what we're going to stand on, I mean, it's cool. Let's stand on it. But I don't want to think that the way everybody else was conducting themselves when I was fighting for years, I was fighting. I was like Ali, in the 15th round, So we got to keep that same energy. We got to keep that same energy. We just can't talk about dogs any old kind of way, and then when somebody that's respected or one of our friends, then we automatically think about it like, okay, let's not conduct ourselves like this. But it was 50,000 videos of everybody just kind of winging it and doing whatever the fuck they want. I saw it. I'm sure they saw it.
hey, say you got Mayday dogs. Well, Mayday was a known fighting dog. Guess what? You're breeding fighting dogs. They overlooked the point that even the dogs that they're giving away in the pound that they rehome and all that, if they're real American Pit Bull Terriers, they originated from fighting dogs as well.
That's a fact. And that's something that you need to talk with your lawyer or your paralegal so that they can be aware of that. They can have that much knowledge, because a lot of times those private investigators and different things, depending on where you're at, maybe they might be seasoned as a motherfucker and know all about the bloodlines and everything, and who's a litter mate and a half brother. Maybe they know everything about these animals. But if they don't, that's information that you want to give them. Okay?
All of them originated from fighting dogs. That doesn't give you a right to come and steal them from somebody and put them down. You know what I mean? That's what, and I begged you guys before, watch what you say. Don't talk about it. If you want to give people tips along the way, how to raise their dogs, take care of their dogs, and teach your dogs to hunt. And
they're saying that, and Jay, you should know this. They're telling people, they're saying that he's on here giving tips about dog fighting and training, feeding, homemade veterinary practices. You know, that's what they use. That's some of the bullshit evidence that they use. I'm not going to say that this is what's going to be the nail in the coffin or whatever, but after a while, like let's say you had to go to trial and they just drown the jury out, drown them out, all of the 5 or 6 different officers, 7 different officers, 3 or 4 vets, right? You got expert witness flying in from other states. I mean, they get real serious. And this is what you're going up against. Nobody's witnessing, nobody's your fucking witness. What witnesses are you bringing that's saying, hey, I know this guy, he's a good guy, he sold me a dog, or he sent me a dog, and this dog was in the best shape of his life that I've ever seen, that I've ever gotten a puppy from. Or I was with so-and-so, and he took my dog in, and when I was going out of town, so I didn't have to leave the dogs at the house. Where are those guys at? Because they're going to have a whole army full of motherfuckers to testify against you. That's a fact. They're going to have a whole army of people lined up, taking numbers, lined up around the block to testify against you. Hey, I enjoyed this video a lot. It's very educational.
proper nutrition, all that shit's great. But man, they're killing our dogs. And if you know, you should feel terrible if you get on that bandwagon doing all that shit about Weird Jack. Which I believe a lot of that is plants. We have a lot going on with our community. There's a lot of law enforcement that like to get in it and pretend that they're dog men and have, get in on the online thing, and convince people they're real. They'll even go get dogs to convince you real, just to get you to fuck up and say something. They're going to come out after it's been a bad storm. That way you can say, ooh, you got mud in your water bowl. Charge you with that. Oh, my God, you're terrible.
Hey, and you better pay attention because they'll do that. It's a game. It's like they're strategizing, making a play in the Super Bowl on you. What time they come, who they're coming with, what vehicles, who parks on this side of the street, who parks on that side of the street. What information am I gathering? Am I the one just going to search the place? No, they're plotting. All these dudes getting caught with their license plates and, all of this crazy shit going on. So you got to take it for what it's worth. Either you live in the life or you're not. Buckcity's not. None of this content is used for illegal purposes. None of it. None of it. I just want a day where I can wake up and not be a dog fighter if I choose not to. And have to get judged off of what I'm actually doing, not what you think I'm doing.
Terrible person that rained in your water bucket last night. You know, always keep your dogs on the par. Keep them up. You know, before I get any further, I had a question about ear mites. You know, how it was. Just every month when you worm, just carry one of these around and do ear mite treatment on every dog. I just got done doing that myself. If you do it once a month, you don't have to. I never had no ear mites because of it. I mean, you forget a little bit, yeah, you'll get them. Only if they're really in a dusty. I've only got them usually when in the wintertime when I get a bad batch of the straw. You might get a bad batch and they might have some mites in it or something, but for the most part, you keep your ears clean, you'll be okay. All right, and let's get back on that.
Yeah, I usually use Dawn soap. Of course, when it's warm out, I would use Dawn soap, put it real, lather good on the head, put something through them ears. Sometimes you can get a Q-tip and run through those little grooves of the ears and kind of clean the dog out a little bit. It's just from buildup. And it could be very problematic to your dog. The dog get to scratching the ears and doing all this stuff. And then next thing you know, they think your fucking dog got bites on them from fighting. Serious. And you might think, yeah, he's going to the extreme, but I'm dead serious.
Just like with the Tom Garner video, I mentioned Tom Garner's name. I knew when I put his name in the title, well, I knew I was going to attract the locos. And they're on a different level in the head, man.
It's content strategy.
These people are crazy. And you cannot find a jury that's not been corrupted and tainted by these organizations. They've all watched the PETA video, the commercials. They've all watched the Humane Society commercials. They all got it in their mind. They're going to fry this fucking dog fighter's ass when there's nothing but an affidavit from them. They haven't seen any proof. And these guys just pull shit off the internet and make it up.
That's what they do to me. That's exactly what they do to me. But I still get guys that claim they're in the community siding with these guys, right? You're not going to get a fair trial. As long as, I don't think it'll be any problems, though. And that's why I'm just kind of reacting. I'm enjoying the video, obviously. I hit the like button, Southern Triple J. Go check him out. He got a ton of good channels. This was one of the channels that you can definitely go to and get some content, some good content.
Okay, that's what they're doing. They're making up shit off the internet. I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't know how I can get it through the bad thing about the fraternity right now is it's the worst I've ever seen it. You got a lot of selfish people in there and all. There's no views or YouTube money in the world worth having a brother put in jail and his dogs killed. None. I quit even monetizing my video because I'm not going to be told what I can and can't say for.
Hey, man, that's factual.
For holding that over my head. And that's another dirty trick they like to play is extortion. They come and take your dogs. You get a lawsuit against them. They say, hey, look, your dogs ain't dead. We deemed them dangerous, but we'll reverse all that and give you your dogs back if you don't sue us. But you have to work with us. Now,
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I'm sure it goes down. Usually they'll just try to, if you forfeit the dogs, they'll drop the charges. They do that a lot. And, you know, it's not easy just letting your dogs go, especially if you know that you wasn't really like in the wrong, you know. So those are the type of games they'll play. I never really seen them say, yeah, we're going to give them back just so you won't sue them. Of course, you got to take them all the way. It's going to be a long road before you get that far. But, you know, hey, they do a lot of janky shit. I know that.
oh, what the fuck is that? Now, this has happened. Now, I know for a fact this has happened. I've seen there's paperwork on it shown. Okay? So you expect a man that's done nothing wrong, that's not doing anything wrong, to try to set people up just to get his dogs back. Otherwise, you're going to kill his dogs. That's extortion. That's fucking extortion. That's illegal as shit. But they don't care. They got everything in their hip pocket.
If they're doing that shit, you motherfuckers better run for the hills, buddy, because it's about to get nasty out here. If that's what's going on, you better watch it.
Are so convinced that these dogs are of the devil that they just don't give a shit. Then there's nothing that they won't do to get the end result that they want. They don't care if they break their oath, any of that. If they lie, if they're crooked about shit, they don't matter to them. What's up, buddy? He's a year old today. Today's his birthday. You know, they don't care. And it's a sad thing that...
See, he knows the dog's birthday and everything. That's one of those things that a good dog owner, they just naturally do. You just naturally know your dog's birthdays. It's important to you. These dogs are a part of you. So, you know, but it's just got to be across the board. That's what I'm saying. The support, it shouldn't just be by your friends, the people that you know. Okay? The support should be coming tenfold. We should be able to help our dog man out of these situations so that we won't have to take bullshit plea bargains, and we can take them all the way and win.
People that are supposed to be in our fraternity, supposed to be in our brotherhood, are educating these motherfuckers, constantly shoving it down their throat where they think that's how it is. They think that dog fighting is prevalent. It's just everywhere. That's just what it is. Because they're every time they turn on the thing, they're getting some new dude on there talking about it. Somebody that's never even had a dog between his legs talking about it. Somebody that's never even seen one talking about it like it's yesterday. Then you got guys that go on there and they talk about shit. They think they're safe because they're talking about something that's out of the country. Well, they're like I said, they're saying, well, them bloodlines. And they always like to bring up the bloodlines and the breeders and all that shit. All you're doing is hurting these dogs and the people behind them that giving them to you. You're killing the folks that are working hard to keep these dogs alive and healthy. You know?
Now we got to, if this is going to be the code or what? Is this across the board? You know? Because there was a lot of that talk. I'm just saying. Like, I was fighting my shit for a long time, man. There's a lot of that talk. So is it just one of those normal things? It's like, okay, bro, you know, you're not going to get any traction trying to stop people from doing this. This is like, you know, spitting on the ground. Is this the code or not?
I don't hide my dogs. Animal control right by, law right by here. I just wave at them. I don't even care. I don't do anything wrong. I take really good care of my animals. Hell, I probably take better care of my dogs than I do myself. You know, and so I don't even try to hide them. I want them where I can see them in case something happens. I don't want them tucked off somewhere where I can't hear them or see them. You know, but it's like you can be wide open with it. They still will think you're doing something wrong. And they all are. It's warped.
That's their job. That is their job. Now, if they bullshit 5-10 days in a row trying to investigate some bullshit that is probably some dumb shit, but they still getting paid. Okay? And they're gonna be on your ass. And these pit bulls, this is like, you know, when you go hunting, depending on what you catch, it gives you a different type of stripe for that day, you know. Or if you go fishing, you know, you get the big tuna or the, you know what I'm saying, you get the king salmon or whatever, the real big one. That's the catch of the day. Okay? Law enforcement looks at catching somebody with dog fighting like you're a hero, because it just doesn't happen all the time. It happens enough, though. Everything else happens every day, too. You know, there's a drunk driver running around hitting something. What's more dangerous to the community? A guy that wants to fight a dog, or somebody that has a drinking problem but won't stop getting behind the wheel? Right?
Man, go and read some of the comments. Go in there and look at that dude reading some of the comments on that last video I did. Look at that. Now, you think I'm bullshitting. There's a whole community of people that want dogs banned. Not just these dogs, all dogs. They think dogs should be exterminated. And they will do anything they can to make it happen, even if they have to pull some bullshit and lie about it. That's what we're dealing with, folks.
That's a fact. That is a fact. So you got to know this is what you're going up against. This is what the opposition looks like. These are the type of games that the opposition plays.
And these motherfuckers are playing it like it's a game or something. You know, it's not a game. You're dealing with lives. You know, these dogs are important to some of us. They're very important to me.
Right.
I've done lost everything I've ever had. I mean, I lost my whole family basically. And so many loved ones. And these dogs are my family. I love them. These are what I do. I come out here. I'm out here all the time. You know, and I enjoy them. And that's what keeps me going. And that's just like you sausage swallowing fuckers on there leaving all them comments and your rainbow shit and all that crap. Hey man, I don't come on y'all talking about y'all. You know, it's just really messed up that a juror can cry over reading an affidavit on these dogs without any proof, talk about frying someone's ass and all that. But that same county, you can have a child molester and no one even bats an eye. No one even gives a shit.
I said the same damn thing. It's like, man, Triple J, man, you got to check out some of my videos, brother. If you haven't already, get on over there and hit that subscribe button. This is the shit I talk about all the time. I've been talking about this shit the whole time. I think that's why I really want to do a reaction to this video. They will be piled up at the courthouse, deep as a motherfucker. I told you by the time I went into court late. So I get to court late. They're doing some in custody guys. So when I get there, I got to wait on like 3 or 4 in custody guys before my lawyer goes back up to the front and you know, gets me through the doors. There was a couple chimos in there. Egregious things said about them on paperwork. You know, this is probable cause for them being arrested. It doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that the judge found probable cause. But the fact that I'm in that same position, but I got a whole cheerleading squad at my court date, and these guys had nobody at their court date, that lets me know what society gives a fuck more about. They got 69,000, 70,000 signatures to prosecute me to the fullest extent of the law, but they can't get one person to show up at the court date for that little girl. Right? So they could get this beast off the street. They'll rather get me off the street. And it didn't matter how much shit I did in the community. It didn't matter how many kids I coached. It didn't matter the things that I was doing in the community. None of that mattered. They didn't bring up none of that.
They have humanized these dogs so bad that humans don't even care about other humans anymore. It's just nuts. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with twisted psychopaths. It's just all there is to it. And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Maybe change up the program a little bit, at least for a while. You know, hell, we got so many, they have so many sources to get history. You don't have to give it to them on a silver platter. You don't have to talk about shit that no one even knows about. It's not making you look important. It's not making you look relevant. It doesn't make you look like you know anything. You want to help people, help them with tips. Help them with things you learned along the way to make it, you know, easier on the dog men that are raising these dogs.
That's right.
Just seriously, guys, think about what I said, because that's what they're using. You guys keep talking all this bloodline and all this shit and putting titles out there. Well, guess what? When they knock on your door one day and they find some paperwork about bloodline that you've been talking about, and your little dogs out there that you're so proud of, and they take that son of a bitch and put the needle in him and throw him in the incinerator, you can think, well, I could have just shut the fuck up and not worried about what people thought about me on YouTube. And my little
right.
dog would still be alive, and I wouldn't be sitting in jail for something I didn't do. Because that's what's really happening. It's really happening. They twist the narrative. They, you know, and it's just so fucked up that they always, and that's another thing about Tom Garner. All these prosecutors, all this, they always bring his name in it. He's got a whole community that want to have him locked up for breeding dogs. Now think about that, guys. They don't even go this hard after child rapists. They don't go this hard after none of that. But
I agree.
You fucking even have a pit bull or breed a pit bull, you are public enemy number one, and anything they do justifies it to get the end result. Watch what you say. Y'all take care, y'all stay safe, and y'all keep on bulldogging.
Yeah. So you know what it is, man. This your boy, Buckcity. We got through that one right there. That was on Southern Triple J. Dead Game Dogs. That's what that video was. He had some really good dogs in the background. You know, all look like they've been taken care of. You know, not a single scar on anybody. Salute Triple J for everything that he's been able to do. And this is one of those things. I'm gonna be coming through, and if you got some good content, I'm gonna be reacting to it, giving my genuine reaction to it. Now, if I go back through and hear something maybe I went a little bit too hard on, or maybe because events are happening while you're watching the video, and your perspective is going to change about things. But for the most part, you know, you try to nail what you can nail and give your honest, organic reaction to it. So this isn't educating the content creator or anything like that. It's just, you know, for whoever's listening. So you can get everything that he put in there, and then you can get a little bit of what I'm gonna add on it with the commentary. Subscribe button. Hit that like and subscribe button. Support the channel. We're doing it big. We're doing it big. It's a wake and bake show. It's a wake and bake show. This is how I gotta get it. Got my smoothie mixed up. We got these topics. I got the whole community behind me. You know, if you rocking with Buckcity, you rocking with the best. We'll just leave it at that. You feel me? So what's going on, man? What's going on in the community? Second to get up in here, you know, get twisted up. You know exactly how we do it on this wake and bake. You know exactly how we do it on this wake and bake. I figure if I don't have nothing uploaded, because I was uploading the other day, and you know, sometimes it takes forever to upload. You know, sometimes these videos take forever to upload. That's why I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos with just a still pic on the front. Got a whole lot of old pictures, you know, that I can just put up, and I like seeing it. You know, some pictures you guys probably already saw if you follow Buckcity Kennels. Some of you haven't. So a lot of good, very good pictures that I'm gonna be putting up, and then it's gonna be a lot of content coming through, but less recorded video, right? Because when you do the recorded video, it just takes entirely too long to get it up on there. So I want to be able to get on here, get off of there, you know, give you guys your little wake and bake, get that dose, so we all can get up and blow together. You feel me? And not really have to deal with it. Anyway, I had a whole bunch of topics that when I was down, I know you guys heard about my incarceration. Go back and check that video out. Then I'll start pinning some of these videos in the link, so that if you haven't saw it, you won't have to go look for it. You can just go in the description and you can just find it there, right? So I had a bunch of topics that I'm going to be talking about, that I'm going to be covering. I'm going to go through them so you guys can be up to date on what you're going to be seeing within the next couple of weeks, within the next couple of months here at Buckcity Kennels. Okay, I got the I'm going to be doing a reaction video of the 5/5/23. That was when I was in court and I got sentenced. I'm going to be doing a reaction video to that. It was Judge Tatiasha Davis. She's out of Pierce County. You know, I won't throw her under the bus. You know, I don't think that would be very professional. But, you know, I mean, you know, I wish things would have turned out, and, you know, we're going to be reacting to that, and, you know, so you guys can get an idea of how I was feeling that day. You know what I'm saying? My experience locked up. I already did that video, although I'll probably do more just to kind of touch some different bullet points on you know, my incarceration. Although I think I did a very good video on that, and if you go check that out, you can get up to speed on that. A good friend of mine hit me up, and he was like, because I was kind of going in on certain dog men that I despise of, and I don't really take a liking to. I feel like they're very disrespectful, and, you know, just, they're not on my side. So, you know, if you ain't rolling with me, you were getting rolled over by me. You know how it goes. There ain't nothing changed. It doesn't matter. But there is a meathead dog man that was talking real slick about Buckcity. And I'm probably going to be going in on his head. Some of you guys already know who it is. Somebody that I haven't really talked about much. So it's not the other that, you know, although, you know, I'll put them all in the same damn category, man. They lose. As dog men, they losing, right? You know, their content doesn't exist unless they're talking about somebody else. And I don't want to pollute this beautiful channel, this beautiful situation, this beautiful audience that I got entertaining all of this stuff. One of the guys told me, you know, like, Buck, just keep your eyes on the road. Don't worry about what these guys are talking about, and just stay focused. It's like you driving down the road and you keep looking through your rearview mirror. You know, you're gonna crash sooner or later. Just kind of let these guys self-destruct and you know what I'm saying? And I told him at first, you know, I was kind of thinking like, bro, you know, why are you telling me this? You know, why are you telling me this? But then even me, sometimes I had to step back and listen, you know, and kind of feel where this message is coming from. I had to feel it from, you know, in the heart. I had to feel, like, what is this guy trying to tell me? It was a good friend of mine. You know, we've had conversations before, years before, when I was on the scene, you know, making moves. He's never had any ill will. He's never had it. I never got any bad vibe from him. To my knowledge, you know, he's never talked slick about me. He's always been in my corner. So I just took a minute to kind of think about, you know, what was he talking about? And I was like, you know what? You know, you're right. And I'm not really going to be going back and forth with these dudes. But I got to smack up a couple dudes because it's mandatory, right? It's mandatory. And if I can gain another good subscriber off of smacking somebody else up, then I will. So with that being said, I got some videos, maybe a couple more coming. I haven't made them yet, so it's to entertain this or not, you know, kind of exposing a certain individual just to clown him real quick and just to let him know that when you come at me, it's not going to be easy and you're going to get embarrassed, right? I'm going to just let you feel like it's going to be an easy deal fucking with Buckcity. I'm going to let you know right out the gate it's not, and I'm going to fucking crush you, okay? Message to all my haters. That was one of the topics I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I did that one already, but I definitely going to have a message to the haters because it's going to be a lot of haters. I plan on my subscriber count to double here real quick once people really start gravitating to this channel. Once you guys start sharing this channel, you know, I expect there to be more haters coming up out the woodworks because everybody doesn't know I'm back. That's the beauty of it. Okay, everybody doesn't know I'm back, so I got 24 hours in the day to make as many moves and then make a biggest impact as I can, right? And I'm going to take all of that time to do so. Okay. Pulling the plea deal. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be getting into what does that mean and how I'm going to be able to do that. And with y'all's help, you know, I can speed up this process, pulling the plea deal, trying to get back in court and come back and try to get this situation overturned. You know, I think that's very important to me. I think that's very important to the community. You know, running around with restrictions is not going to have me running at full speed. So I want to be at full speed. I want these charges erased. You know, I want public apologies. I want a bunch of things, but it's going to take a lot of hard work because this is nothing that they want to give to me. This is nothing that they want to give to anybody in this community. I want everybody to know that these dogs are frowned upon. They're definitely nothing that people look at as a positive thing. Of course, there are people that, you know, get the benefit of the doubt, and there's some that don't, and we don't need to go through that. I think we all know how that works, depending on your lifestyle, depending on who you are as a person. Okay. There's a lot of discrimination when it comes to these animals. We're going to be talking about yard setups. Got a ton of videos coming about yard setups and different things that I see. If I have permission, I'm going to be putting my email up on here, and you guys can send me some situations and yard setups that you may have. If you want to keep it confidential, that's fine. You know, we're just here to talk about the different cages and the prices and cement setups, and rather if you got them on plywood or whatever you got. If you got pavers, if you got them on the dirt, if you got them on, you know, whatever you got, we want to know the setups. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to display what you got going on, rather if you want to keep it confidential or not. It's for educational purposes only, and people can learn from watching you set up your yard. You know, whelping pups, we're going to be doing a lot of that. I got a woman that she's a treasure chest of knowledge. She knows a whole lot about whelping pups. I do also. So I'm going to be giving some of my knowledge, and I've already done it over numerous videos. I'm going to be reacting to some of those videos and talking about whelping pups as well as deworming methods. We'll be talking about all that. Okay. We got discovery. We'll be showing slideshows of different discovery and try to get through at least, at least 10% will be about 200 pages. 5% will be about 100 pages of discovery. 100 pages, that's a lot. That's a lot. So if I can get 100 pages of this discovery to show you guys what's going on, of course, I'm not going to put 2,000 pages, you know, but I'm going to be showing a significant amount of, you know, some of the importance, some of the things that I had to go through, and some of the things that you guys need to look for, because they could be coming for you too. All right. You know, they could be coming making lies to you. And I want to know, and I want to interview people that have went through this and have gotten dogs taken or have gotten accused of doing different things, so we can kind of get an idea of the type of bullshit that goes on and some of the lies that they make up. I want to know it. I want to hear it. I think we all want to hear it. We're going to have a Q&A. I'm going to get on a live stream where we could just get up on there. You guys could just ask a bunch of questions and I'll answer them. That's going to be a pretty good video right there. Old video reactions. I had over 400 videos on the Buckcity Kennels Live YouTube channel. They're all mostly on private right now. I think I have about 13, 14 videos up there right now. But I'm going to be slowly but surely dispensing some of these videos as I react to them. I'm going to be having a reaction, and then in the description, I'm going to have a link to the original video. So if you guys want to check out the reaction video, or some of you just want to go back and check out the old video and check and be pausing and stopping, dissecting some of the stuff, going over some of the stuff, rather if things are the same or if things have changed, you'll be able to get with that. We had the Merle Talk Tuesday I'm looking for a couple individuals that love the bully world and love the Merles and the bullies and the French bulldogs and, you know, different other breeds. That's when we talk about a lot of different breeds besides the American Pit Bull Terrier. We know the American Pit Bull Terrier reigns supreme over all breeds in my eye, in a lot of people's eye. This is American Pit Bull Terrier community. But there are good things that go on in other communities. And we want to acknowledge that. And we want to acknowledge that there are people in this community that have these bulldogs, you know, different dogs also. I think that'll be fun to check out. It was a good thing. Good thing. Had a bunch of different people jumping on there, different bully owners, and you know, it was getting going. And now I had the freedom to actually set that up and get 10, 20 weeks in a row going with that. So be looking for that. Be looking for that. It won't be long before I get 2 or 3 people to participate and we can kick it off and start it off and get to promoting and doing what we do. Moving right along, I got a lot of interviews coming up. I'll be having emails and stuff. Let me know if you want to get interviewed. Just hit my email. Let me know if you want to be a part of that. Or if you want to interview me on your channel, that's fine also. I'm an open book. Bulldog Sunday is coming. It's coming. I got some stuff lined up for this Sunday. Got a lot of stuff lined up. We're going to do this Thanksgiving thing with the family. Do it real big again, all over again. I'm just really getting back to it. Getting used to being free. Getting used to being free. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy out here, man. It takes a lot of energy to be out here. Salute to everybody that stay free and don't ever have to go to jail or don't ever have to do anything like that, because it takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to stay out here. It's easy to get locked up. You know, it's pretty easy. Other than you can't do shit for your family, but just the whole process is pretty fucking easy. You don't really do shit. You don't have to buy food. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty easy deal. When you get out here, you got to actually have energy to be competitive. And this is where the real superstars are, out here, being competitive. Taking care of your family, going to work, doing the right thing every single day, and still have time for your hobbies and everything that you like to do on the side. It's definitely a blessing. We got some reaction videos that we're going to be doing around the community, in different communities. There's the channel that they don't really like us, and I'm going to be taking some of their content and reacting to it. So it'll be cool to check out. We're going to be doing AI breedings, showing people how to do artificial inseminations, what to look for, how to get sperm count up, how to, reproductive health with males and females. All of that matters. How to count the days down. We're going to be going through all of that. We're going to be talking about animal control. I think we all know who they are. ASPCA, PETA, all those agencies, nonprofit organizations that, they get paid and they feed their family and send their kids to college based off of a bunch of bullshit, right? So we're going to be talking about them and how to, avoid them and some of the shit that they come up with. All right. Keeping the bloodline alive. That's going to be the topic right there. That's going to be one that, we're going to have to do a couple series on that, about keeping the bloodline alive. Some of the steps that you should take in order to keep your shit going. Not about the money all the time. Of course, there's money in this game. We can't lie. It costs money to maintain these animals. So yeah, there's going to be money involved. If anything significant, it's always going to have some type of money involved with it. But it's not all about the money when it comes to preserving the bloodline and putting these dogs in the right hands so that, you know, if anything happens to you, God forbid, and maybe somebody comes and steal your animals, you know, not even animal control and law enforcement. Lose everything, right? So you can have a little bit left over to build from, right? We're going to be talking about a lot of great dogs. Red Boy, Jeep, Mayday, all of that. I'm going to try to bring in some guys that were really hands-on, rather if they lived in those areas of those dogs or they were around when those dogs were running around there buying dogs from different people that had different types of Red Boy dogs, different Jeep dogs, different Mayday dogs. I want to talk about the crab dogs, the turtle buster dogs. You know, it's a lot of different bloodlines that, you know, I want to touch bases. I want to really dig into. Okay, we got the Buckcity Kennels merch. If you don't already know, we got merch coming. We got a lot of different merch coming, not just t-shirts. I appreciate everybody that supported the t-shirt venture. The t-shirt venture helped grow other endeavors, other ventures. So now we got a lot of different merch coming, right? I won't get into that right here, but we'll make a video about that. We're gonna make a video about that and how you can acquire some of that for your area, right? For your man cave, for your yard, right? APBT under attack. We're gonna be talking about that. The American Pit Bull Terrier, it's a breed that's under attack. It is a breed that's under attack 24/7. There's always somebody talking and trying to talk down on these animals, and there's plenty of yards that have been taken. I heard in one area there was 600 dogs taken in like 2 years from an area. That's far too many, people. That's far too many. We got to cut those numbers down. We got to cut those numbers down. We got to stop giving people content. If people want to just make videos on who gets busted and who got their yard took and who did this, we have to get to the level to where it's not happening to us, so these people won't have content anymore. Okay? We can do it together. We're going to be talking about the best of some of these bloodlines. Jeep dogs, the Red Boy Jocko dogs. You know, we're going to be talking about the best of these lines, the Bolio dogs. The best of the Frisco dogs. Get in there and have debates about that. I got the Dr. Hood channel. Some of you guys already been over there. It's a channel that I was doing the past time when I was out on bail and I had a pretrial condition to where I couldn't make my videos about dogs. I couldn't really get on social media talking about dogs and stuff while the case was still going on. I think it was wrong for them to do that. But when you got the prosecutor bitching and crying, you know, it's hard to convince the judge that, you know, I can still do my thing. I'm still a man, to free man, do whatever the fuck I want. You know, it's hard to convince a judge that when a prosecutor's trying to dig and, you know, trying to get more time out of me. So we're definitely going to be talking about that also. Let me see. Oh yeah, we're going to be talking about the Dr. Hood. It's a channel for men and women, mostly for men. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about politics. We're talking about a lot of different things, a lot of reactions to a lot of different events that's going on in the world, in the entertainment world, the YouTube world, the Facebook world, Twitter, different little spaces, different little sectors. We're talking about it all. It's very entertaining. Very entertaining. The Wake and Bake Show is right now. This is what we're doing. We're going to talk about the parvovirus. We're going to be talking about breech labor. Both of those subjects are very good subjects, so we can know how to prevent these things from happening to us. You know, we can know what to do if you get a breech labor. You can know what that is. We're not going to get into it right now, but we're going to get into the scientific explanations about it. We're going to talk about the empty kennels. Got a video about empty kennels. So when I got my yard taken, and I got everybody talking about how trash the yard was, I'm going to actually get a chance to show you guys what the yard actually looked like. I still got people that just don't get it. They believe everything that law enforcement says. So I'm going to be doing that also. Got the Carrie Bayless video reaction, so we can see her lying like a motherfucker. I cussed her out in court. She know it. She knows she lied. She's going to have to see me. I won't get on here and disrespect her right now. I'll save that for another day. Okay? But anyway, this is Buckcity Kennels. I just want to give you guys a time so you can blaze one with me. Smoke one with the camp. You know what I'm saying? I love smoking with y'all. You know, I've been doing this with y'all for quite some time, even though we took more time off than we was even on. But the little bit of time that I had my channel going, man, I appreciate all the support, all the love. Everybody that's still subscribed to the channel. You know, you guys could have unsubscribed once I took a year off, once I took 2 years off, but you guys stayed there. It was about 2.5 years me gone. And you guys are still there. You guys are still supporting me. You know, I think it's awesome, you know, that I got such good people in my corner. I appreciate y'all. It's much love. And I got a whole lot of content coming. A whole lot of content coming. You know, it's going to be a beautiful thing. But to say the least, man, to say the least, we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.